Starting out with, unfortunately, we always seem to be starting our shows with an in remembrance. I suppose as time goes by, we're just going to lose people. That's one of the facts of life. And this one we're sending out to an icon of country music, at least when I was growing up, Loretta Lynn, coal miner's daughter and country queen, dies. Loretta Lynn, the country coal miner's daughter, whose frank songs about life and love as a woman in Appalachia pulled her out of poverty and made her a pillar of country music. She has died at the age of 90. God bless, 90. That's ripe old age these days. That's pretty amazing. In a statement provided to the Associated Press, Lynn's family said she died Tuesday at her home in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Our precious mom, Loretta Lynn, passed away peacefully this morning, October 4th, in her sleep at home in her beloved ranch in Hurricane Mills, the family said in the statement. They asked for privacy as they grieve, and said a memorial will be announced later. I see that all the time with these announcements. They ask for privacy as they grieve. I mean, I guess that's something that needs to be said. It shouldn't have to be, but unfortunately, I guess it is. The Country Hall of Famer wrote fearlessly about sex and love, cheating husbands, divorce, and birth control, and sometimes got in trouble with radio programmers for material from which even rock performers once shied away. She was kind of in the 70s. She was kind of seen as a bit of a feminist icon because of some of her subject matter, which, as you can imagine, kind of divided her conservative country fan base. But I'll be honest with you, by modern standards, she wasn't really all that liberal. Slightly progressive, but maybe more of a classical liberal. Her biggest hits came in the 60s and 70s, including Coal Miner's Daughter, You Ain't Woman Enough, The Pill, Don't Come Home A-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind, Rated X, and You're Looking at Country. She was known for appearing in floor-length, wide gowns with elaborate embroidery or rhinestones, many created by her longtime personal assistant and designer, Tim Cobb. It was what I wanted to hear and what I knew other women wanted to hear, Lynn told the AP in 2016 of the songs she performed. I didn't write for the men, I wrote for the women. And the men loved it too. What a great attitude. She knew who her audience was and was glad when someone outside that audience appreciated her
Even
work.
Though it wasn't made for them.
It wasn't. No, but she never went out of her way to say that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
it
and
was just
that's
too good an opportunity to pass
I
up.
get it. Yeah. And because I feel exactly what she's saying when she says, and the men loved it too, Instead of saying it wasn't made for them, you should stay away, it was, I'm glad they like it too. I was really kind of writing it for the women, though. Lynn wrote more than 160 songs and released 60 albums. She had 10 number one albums and 16 number one singles on the country charts. Lynn won 3 Grammy Awards, 7 American Music Awards, 8 Broadcast Music Incorporated Awards, 13 Academy of Country Music, 8 Country Music Association, and 26 fan-voted Music City News Awards. Can't say all that in one breath. Lynn remains the most awarded woman in country music history. She was the first woman in country music to receive a certified gold album in 1967 for 1967's Don't Come Home A-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind. In May 2017, Lynn had a stroke at her home in Hurricane Mills. She was taken to a Nashville hospital and, as a result, had to cancel all of her upcoming tour dates. The release of her album, Wouldn't It Be Great, was delayed until 2018. On January 1st of 2018, she fell and broke her hip. Lynn died in her sleep at her home in Hurricane Mills on October 4th, as I mentioned, at the age of 90. No cause of death has immediately been given. Honestly, I don't know. Nanette, you and I were talking earlier this week, and you said, well, what was it, old age? Yeah, I mean, I guess at 90, regardless of what they actually say the cause of death is, it pretty much falls under old age, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, heart failure, respiratory illness, whatever. It pretty much kind of falls under old age after a certain point. You know?
I agree.
But, God bless her. Prayers for the family. But it was some great music. And if you're a country music fan, you know what she meant.